Hey everyone. So hold on, let me pause this before it auto plays. Um, Tonight I want to talk about Princess Diana and what happened to them. Um, it's there's always been like a huge conspiracy around their death. It just nothing adds up. How they so-called died, in a tunnel. The crash scene didn't make any sense. Like, there's been people breaking down like everything. Like, um, there's some people saying that Diana died long before the crash, and the crash was a cover-up. And then there's some saying that Diana did not die and is living their life as a new character. So there's so many conspiracies, but um, you know, I honestly believe this person was sacrificed. Um, the elites will not miss an opportunity to sacrifice a motherfucker. Okay, so same with the the producers, these Jesuit producers in the music industry. They're not gonna miss a chance to fucking uh sacrifice a motherfucker, especially if they have fucking insurance on your ass. Like they're not gonna miss that opportunity to do that. So, or so, and then come on, these same people believe the world is overpopulated. Like why? Like I know there's some artists or rappers or whatever entertainers that possibly did fake their death, but we can't just believe like everybody's just faking their death or you know all that. So yeah, I want to share this video with you guys. I got this from McAllister TV. Um, so I'm gonna actually leave a link to their channel also in the description so y'all can check them out. But yeah, um, so I'm gonna play this while I play Sims. So yeah, one sec.
Well, happy Sunday, everyone. It's me, Deplorable McAllister, Deplorable Mac. It's me, Linda Paris. And you can see my blog,
McAllister
my,
TV.
my
I said it
website,
right. I said it wrong.
my website right
It
here
says
at
McAllister.
McAllisterTVOnline.com. Well, you
Oh,
can always
is it a
come
G?
here, and my videos will
Okay,
continue,
whatever.
and they will be uploaded here at McAllisterTVOnline.com. And I have to thank everybody that's been supporting me. And I have to put together something with your emails and your gifts and stuff like that because I want to address that. A lot of you have questions and stuff like that. So, but I can't do it today because I'm behind because of the typing situation, which I'm not really doing anymore. So I put together this video for you, and it is a combination. It's a wake-up video for people. There's some things I want to talk about though before I start, and I certainly want to thank all of the people, buy me a coffee people. I'm getting your messages, same with the people who are writing me, and I always thank my PayPals because without you guys, I never would have started, and I wouldn't have been able to. um, so I'm going to catch up on all that this week. So that's something I want to do this week because I'm trying to catch up now. And also Guy Brummel, Agent Margaritaville. I've got some more videos from him. I've got a movie, Illuminati movie talk with Norm Traversy that I want to be sure and get that uploaded this week. But today I wanted to do this. I think this is really important. So the Christian 21 part. Now, there's a couple of things I want to talk about though, and some memes. I've been looking through my drives for different things, and I always find all kinds of interesting things, such as this. This is from the Q Mega Meme server folder on the server. Anyway, it says it's called More You Research Sound Crazy. The more you research, the crazier you sound to ignorant people. And that is so true. That is so true. And look what's happening here. It looks like he's poking a plasma screen. So let's zoom in on that a little bit. Yep, that looks like a plasma screen effect right there that's happening. Boom. And light bulbs are going off. So it's a very interesting meme, and there are clues in these memes because I've found them before. So this may be one of them. Now here's another one that might be a clue. The Great Awakening, what happened to Diana, and I put that in another one of my videos. But I did notice that someone had asked a question on a comment board about, or someone said that the royals usually invert their children. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They do a lot of that. But here's what happened in her case. She was purposely bred, to actually usher in the Antichrist, to have those two demon sons, if they are sons. I don't even know what gender they are, like you. But I think this is all part of a breeding program. So I think they are pretty much the genders that they are. In other words, the reason she was chosen was to have the child. And what I'm leading up to here is when that happens, when they use the females as breeders like that, then they're sacrificed after they fulfill whatever function that they are supposed to fulfill. And I guess she was supposed to have these two things, these two creatures that she had. Anyway, maybe they're lovable. I don't know. Not sure about that. And there's a lot of speculation that Pindar might be the father. Either way, she had no choice. They were going to kill her. She was born to be sacrificed. That's the way it works. And supposedly in that, there's chatter and documents and interviews with people that say in that tunnel, they were all waiting to take her body and they were going to do their ritual. So she didn't really die in the crash. She was bred and born. From the day she was born, they already knew she was going to die on that day. But she had to fulfill her intention, which was to have these two kids. And so I also wanted to talk about this real quick. I found this. And looking back on this, which is 2018, which was going to be glorious. And December the 1st, 2018. So, and 2018 was glorious. So somebody writes, did you know evergreen trees turn red before dying? HRC's code name, evergreen. And it's not just Smelly Pants Clinton's code name. It's also evergreen shipping containers, evergreen this, evergreen that. This idea of evergreen, of never dying, is a word and a theme that runs throughout all of their stuff. Anyway, I think this could mean a lot of things, but maybe that she had been executed. And it's right around Christmas time as well. So I guess we'll have to see what happens on that. This is pretty nice to look at. And I'll go ahead and read. I'm going to tell you what Christian is saying. And I'm treating this kind of like a Trump decode. I'm just going to go through here and tell you what Christian is going to be talking about. And you can pick up what he's saying or not. You can go back and listen to what I say. So in the first clip of Christian, he is talking about that good reptilians don't eat meat. They're vegetarian. That meat eating is a negative demonic behavior. And if it wasn't for this demonic energy that's outside of Gateway 10, these demonic energies, entities, demons, whatever you want to call them, that these reptilians wouldn't be eating meat. But there are good reptilians that don't eat meat, and they are vegetarians. So when military law comes down, militia in the streets, we will get, for the first time in history, decent food. He says that. And I just want to say this. I'm not preaching to anybody about what to eat or what not to eat, but I did a lot of fasting, and one of the books I read was Rational Fasting by Arnold Ehret. And he cured himself of a lot of diseases by eliminating a lot of stuff: meat, alcohol, caffeine, a lot of these kind of, well, you would say man-made things, except I don't think so. Anyway, one of the things he used to say was, when you eat meat, you do have a graveyard in your stomach. And if you're looking to stop eating meat, that is one thing that helped me. I do it for the health benefits, because I feel and look better, quite frankly, when I don't eat meat. Anyway, so when military law comes down and the militias in the streets and everything, we will, for the first time in history, get a truckload of decent food. Lots and lots of it has been hoarded in Middle Earth by these Illuminati people, because they were going to go down there by these reptilians in vessels, I guess is what they are. He's talking about crystal liquid, and post-Trump, the new sprays that they've been spraying are breaking up the frequencies that they need in order to even be here. So basically they can't breathe. And as they spray, they are being rounded up because they can't breathe. And what do they do when they can't breathe? Well, they can breathe underground, because I think Donald Marshall said something about them needing methane gas. I don't know if it's methane, but I would submit to you that it's very, very likely that the air underground, deep underground, is way friendlier to them than what's up here. So they created this atmosphere with all these negative frequencies and everything that they're doing, and with the adrenochrome and everything. And now not only do they not have their adrenochrome supply, but they can't breathe. The sprays that are being sprayed is breaking down the frequencies. And so as they spray, they are going underground. Well, they've been, blowing up portals and everything and flooding all the deep under the ocean, flooding out these underground places. So they can only go, they can't get out. They can't get out. And then when I ask him about, is it this is kind of a little bit from the last video, but I just want to reiterate on this. It's not the reptilian we're seeing, it's the crystal liquid that makes that pattern. But he says the reptilian is underneath the liquid crystal. And sometimes you can see parts of them. And sometimes it almost looks like a shadow. And then he says when you see a shadow behind them, kind of, that looks kind of like it's coming around them, that's their tail. He said a lot of times you could see the shadow of their tail. So in the next clip, he talks about Jason Momoa. I don't know if he's talking about Conan O'Brien's co-host or somebody like that, but he says this guy's a reptilian. I don't watch any of that stuff anymore. And he goes on to say, now this is the whole point of this video, is these rituals and stuff, and why they do them, and how they do them, and what is the point of them, and how does it go about, how do the mechanics of it work? So when any celebrity signs the dotted line, they're screwed. They're totally screwed. And I'll have to ask him which comes first. But I would imagine that you sign the dotted line because they don't know they're getting screwed. That's the thing. They lie and they make it look attractive. But when they sign that dotted line, they're screwed. He says they're fucked. That's what he says. And they might have allowed a demon to come in or said they would allow that. I have no idea. But the demon, somehow signing that allows a demon to come in, or they get infected or attached. And that demonic attachment needs more and more blood. And the demonic possession gets stronger and stronger. And as it gets stronger and stronger, it gets more and more blood, it's actually prepping the vessel for a reptile to come in. So that's when they have the sex magic thing. And that, I think, is the reptile going in. Because I believe, and I'm going to have to ask him about this again, but I believe the reptile has to go in first, and then the demon can come in and survive for long periods of time. I think demons can come into us, but they're weak, and they need this kind of entity to come into that's always going to be doing the rituals and doing all the things, creating that kind of energy that they need to attach to. So now this is super, super interesting. He's going to say it. You can hear him say the words, and you might not understand every word, but you'll get what he's saying. So they do the sex magic. So in the sex magic, and how many days did he say it lasts? I think he said 13 days that it lasts, the sex magic ritual, which makes sense. Anyway, after the sex magic, and that is the ceremony that he was talking about before, where they have to let demons have sex with them. And so these demons are having sex with these, and it's brutal, he says. And so that's what happens during the sex magic. The reptile's consciousness goes in to the celebrity, and the celebrity's dead after that. It's like a 13-day or 10-day or something like that process where they're just having sex, and demons are, and it says that once the ceremony starts happening, they really use voodoo, and a portal opens up. And so this is how the ritual works. These demons are literally raping and molesting and torturing and whatever they want to do. So they're just violating the vessel of the celebrity in every way possible, because they're using voodoo to open up a portal. So a portal opens up from that energy that is created by these demonic entities that enter this vessel of this person. Now the person's dead. They're just dead. Black dust comes through, and that is the demonic, that's the demons, they're dust. It says black dust comes, he's saying this, you can listen to him say that. Black dust comes through, and a little gray will be standing there. The gray organizes the whole transfer because the reptilians are busy at this actual ritual. And he says you have two portals opened. The area where these demonic entities are confined, they open a portal from that to Gateway 10. And the other portal is being opened at the ceremony. So they can only get in one way. It's not like they have to find their way or get directions or anything like that. The energy is, I guess, pulling them in. I'll have to ask him about that. But the portal is opened at the ceremony. That's what they're doing. They're opening the other portal for this demonic entity to come in. And the gray there's a certain way that it has to be done. The gray does that. And they use these grays to go through portals and stuff. So, the reptilians are here. And then the gray is helping to open the portals. And that's why some people say grays show up and black dust, which is the demons. That's the form they take at some of their rituals. As soon as the demons come in to the entity's body, they have to start sacrificing immediately. And he goes on to say dinosaurs. And this is I think this is the next clip. As soon as demons come in, they have to start sacrificing immediately. As soon as all this takes place, the human that used to be whoever has to start sacrificing immediately. And that's what dinosaurs were for originally, for food source for these demonic entities, because they need so much of it, because the more of it they have, the more energy they have. And he says that the first day or the first ceremony of the sex magic part, it takes 3 weeks. It says right here, 3 weeks. Okay, sorry about that. 3 weeks. At the end of 3 weeks, they're ready for the reptilian. And after the reptilian goes in, it learns to mimic the entity. So they can put these things in leaders and stuff, like Jimmy Carter or somebody like that. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he has a, kind of a way of speaking and stuff. They can imitate that. So, yeah, after the first ceremony, though, the sex magic part, freaky things start to happen to the celebrities. So they've got demonic attachments at that point. And if you ever notice, celebrities don't have mirrors, because when they look in the mirrors, they see the demons. And we do talk about, in the next clip, the gender thing is going to really freak people out. And Christian says the list of shockers, we were saying it's going to be a shocker. He says the list of shockers is never ending. They won't have time to get their heads around it before another comes along, So that's the 70 whatever percent. And again, it takes the sex magic ceremonies constantly raping in every way, torturing, abusing this entity until they die, I guess. Says when they sign their soul, they're killed, and I guess this is the way they kill them. It says for 13 days, the 78% are going to suffer, that they're going to be learning things that they had no idea. Let's face it, we had a long time to learn about all this stuff and what's happening with the kids. It took me a long time. They're going to get it boom, 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 boom. So if 78% have been closing their ears to everything, it's a good thing we're not going to be there, because I'm doing my best to open my mind to everything and try to change my behavior to be less angry, and more like, okay, let's get this thing done. He says this will be a proper lockdown. So he says after 13 days, all the good quality food will come to us. They took it back. It was in storage for the elite, and it's the best, cleanest, most healthiest food, the best vegetables, the sweetest
I guess
fruit,
this
all
is
of that
supposed to
stuff
be a
will
new
kept for
QAnon
themselves.
person. She's
And,
deciphering
yeah, of course,
somebody's
they
post.
also
I don't know
have,
who
they can grow things, I guess,
Christian,
down
or
there as
whoever
well.
this person
So they
is.
were going to go down there while they
But I don't
completely
believe they're bringing any
destroyed
quality
the
food to
surface of the
anybody.
planet.
So, yeah,
And
that's
he
some
says we
bullshit.
will learn that humans don't really kill. It's not natural for us to kill.
It
And
really
that
isn't.
60 to 70% of these stories that I see on 48 Hours Mystery and all this other stuff, they're actors. He says Satanists are killing millions of people, so they have to come out with ways to cover their own crimes. That's why they keep turning these people loose. They want to get rid of the death penalty and all of the above. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and forward ho.
Good reptilians are vegetarian. They live on fruit and veg, water. You know what I mean? good reptilians,
Yeah.
they don't eat meat. And it's funny because if you keep a lizard, a pet lizard of some sort, you never feed it meat, do you?
Well, I
You
don't
give them
know.
like flies. You give them like flies or bugs or let like fruit and veggie stuff, don't you?
I know they eat insects.
Or insects and that, yeah. But
Yeah.
they don't they don't you don't feed them like a bit of steak or anything, do you? Or
No.
a bit of chicken.
Snakes eat
You don't give a
mice. What is
lizard
he
that or
talking
nothing like
about?
that, or a hindquarter
That's
or a
meat.
heart.
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I run. You know what I mean?
But I guess other
Well, let me
reptiles
ask you
don't.
this.
This is all a demonic
Like I
thing.
guess
This
the
is.
lizard.
You know what I mean? From the
I
very
don't know,
beginning, it's all a
chameleons.
demon thing.
But
Oh, that's
snake
one of
is
the
also a
things
reptile.
I've
They
got to
eat
mention.
mice.
See,
See, these are like
straight after the blackout.
there are
Blackout,
disinfo agents
go
out
half.
here, like spreading information like this. You know, getting humans away from, eating more plant-based, okay? And when I say plant-based, I do not mean getting beyond patties or impossible patties. Leave that shit alone. Don't touch that shit. That shit is bullshit. That shit is more toxic than the actual meats they have in these stores that's pumped with antibiotics and steroids. Okay, so I told you in previous videos that the problem is the fact that the government is poisoning all the meats that you buy at the store. Okay, that's the only problem. Okay, if they wasn't pumping the meats with these antibiotics and steroids, we wouldn't be sick like this. And if we wasn't getting imported meats that were more than like 4 to 5 weeks old from the time the animal was dead or has been killed and the meat was butchered, we get this meat like hella late when they import this shit. And then they be putting coloring on these meats to make it appear fresh. But the shit you're getting at Walmart, Kroger's, or, any just regular ass grocery store, um, the meats are pumped with toxic chemicals, okay? That should not be ingested, okay? And antibiotics is actually bad for us humans that actually are made up of mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria has bacteria within the cells. Okay, that's responsible for our energy production. It's these microorganisms are also responsible with for protecting us. They are what make up our immune system. So when you ingest antibiotics in the form of actual pills or letting these mad scientists inject you with it, you are destroying your immune system. And when you eat animal meats that are pumped with this shit and steroids, it fuck you up too. It fuck you up. Like that's how they are fucking us up, okay? And we should be eating a fresh kill, okay? A fresh kill. The animal should have died the same day that you are eating the meat, not weeks later, okay? That is what is fucking you up, okay? The way we've been doing shit is backwards. Now, detox diet is the vegan diet, okay? Vegan diet is what heals people. It actually they have proven it, okay? That calorie restriction actually puts your body into ketosis. Ketosis make your body, what is the it's a chemical. Hold on, I'm trying to think. uh, I can't think of the word right now, but yeah, when your body get into ketosis, your body actually starts to regenerate, and it can correct things, in your body. Like, if you're suffering from liver damage, if you actually go on a keto diet and do some calorie restriction and stop eating processed sugar, starchy foods, and of course, like these meats that keep your pH hella low, and that, these meats that, you know, um, meat is not a part of the detox diet. You cannot eat meat and think that you're gonna fix anything in your body. honestly, because meat keeps your pH at 5, and you are ingesting parasites. Okay, every time you eat meat. Our ancestors knew this. Um, the indigenous Americans knew this. They parasite cleansed, okay, regularly, blah. They had herbs that purged parasites out of their bodies. What most people don't know, organic or tobacco was actually used to expel intestinal parasites. The indigenous actually made tea with the tobacco leaves, and it actually would help them poop out the parasites. Okay, and then also there was black walnut black walnut seeds that they could make into a tea. The black walnut whole, and black walnut kills intestinal parasites. Yeah, black seed oil kills 100 or more different parasite. I gotta look up the actual exact number, but yeah, black seed oil kills intestinal parasites and possibly the parasites in your blood. Um, and oregano oil, and there's a whole list. I don't have my book in front of me right now, so I can't go down the list of all the herbs that kill parasites, but there are plenty of herbs that do it, and the herbs that are native to America that kills parasites are black walnut and of organic tobacco. That's what it was originally used for. Um, it wasn't smoked. It was possibly burned as an incense, same with cannabis. Smoking actually destroys the integrity of your lungs. So really nothing is supposed to be smoked. That's how we're doing shit backwards and abusing, herbs that are supposed to be used to actually heal our bodies. Um, this reality got us doing a lot of shit backwards. Okay, we wouldn't suffer from bronchitis or pneumonia if we wasn't smoking. Okay, so yeah, you can eliminate that problem if you just put down those cancer sticks. A lot of people don't know that cigarettes is not fucking tobacco. Cigarettes is full of like 100 different chemicals in it, and the whole fucking stick itself has a like. You're not smoking tobacco when you smoke a cigarette. You're not smoking black and mild. You're not smoking tobacco when you smoke a black and mild. My bad. It's a little late. I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, um, got to stop doing all this toxic ass shit that makes you sick. Okay, it's not somebody else, is you. It's what you're doing and what you're putting in your body, what you're ingesting, injecting, or smoking. It's everything you're doing. You're making yourself toxic and causing dis-ease in your body. Okay, these mad scientists make they thrive off your ignorance. They are making money off your ignorance. Western medicine, okay, is all a scam. Like 2020, though, a lot of people woke up to this, okay? Like um the whole thing was a scam, and a lot of people got that mRNA injection, and and now they are like walking, talking Bluetooth devices. You can like literally turn on your phone and find these weird Bluetooth codings and shit. We don't know where it comes from, but like, yeah, obviously these nut jobs got this injection, not caring what the freak they were getting. They didn't ask the doctor, didn't care to push their doctor to tell them what the fuck was in this stuff, okay? And did not sit down and do any research on any of the, like, I just went ahead and walked on up and just rolled your sleeves up. Just because they told you it's going to protect you from some virus that had a 98% survival rate at the time. it's crazy how more people are dying now in 2023 when they had these injections rolled out, after they rolled out these injections, there's more people dying now than back then. People don't question that whatsoever, People don't question shit, you know? You know? Y'all fell for the okie doke. Y'all keep falling for the okie doke. Like, this is why I'm out here trying to make my little videos now, because there need to be more people in our community proving that Western medicine is bullshit. Okay? Like, I'm tired of our women rolling up to their fucking clinics and letting them inject, a young black innocent child with 15, 20 vaccines, 15, 20, 30 vaccines. Like, dude, if you look at the CDC vaccination chart or schedule for children, it is ridiculous. Like, they literally get 65 injections from day 0 to age 18. If the mom is a fucking bot and make them go to every fucking well check and every, scheduled whatever, like, dude, y'all are insane out here. Y'all really think your child needs 60 fucking injections to survive out here? And our grandparents and our great grandparents had 0 and they fucking lived. Some, my grandparents lived up to like 100. I don't know about y'all. I know like a lot of y'all possibly come from like hybrid situations. So, I know some species of humans live only up to 60, years old. And, I guess Western medicine helped you people, with that parasitic DNA. But those of us who don't have parasitic DNA, Western medicine is actually shortening our lifespans. Their medications actually destroy our immune systems, okay? We have a natural immune system. We don't need their shit. We don't need none of their shit, okay? And there's agents out here trying to sabotage me and say that I am suffering from a disease. If I was suffering from a disease, I wouldn't be on here talking to y'all right now, and I wouldn't have the energy to. And the fuck? Like, motherfuckers are retarded. Motherfuckers are fucking retarded out here. It's like literally idiocracy out here. Like, the movie Idiocracy is our life right now. Like, we're living it. Motherfuckers are stupid. Like, it's crazy. It's so many people in the so-called black conscious community who dress all hippie and have all these dreadlocks and whatnot, but still be rolling up in their clinics to get whatever the latest shot or all the fucking antibiotics they fucking will give them, like thinking it's something good for them. Y'all don't even know how your bodies work. Y'all didn't even sit down and take the time out to do the research on how your fucking body work. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. I have a doctor. The doctor, he cares. He's responsible for my body, my health. Dude, you're a fucking adult. You should take your health in your own hands as a fucking adult. But you let another weird stranger, okay, who have like 20, 30, 40 other fucking patients, okay? You really think this motherfucker, yeah, okay. Motherfuckers can put on a fucking act for good 20 fucking minutes, 30 minutes. Your fucking appointment lasts 30 fucking minutes. A motherfucker can put on an act and act like they care about you just so they can fucking, sell you on some shit. That's all they're doing is selling you pharmaceuticals when you go to their offices. They are salesmen for big pharma. That's what a doctor is, okay? And also they are low-key wizards too. Like, they put spells over your mind to make you think a doctor knows more than you, and a doctor, you should put your health and your life in a doctor's hands. You shouldn't use your mind to take care of yourself. No, a doctor do that for you. Okay? So, yeah.
Martial law coming in that, and got all military in the streets and everything, yeah? We will get, for the first time in our history, decent food.
Oh, good.
Yeah, everyone's going to get decent food.
Now say that again.
They can use, you see the crystal liquid, you know, a lot of the shapeshifter.
Okay, so I understand what was going on. So this guy is the Christian guy that she is referencing and the things that he said. So, okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna just start doing the shit these motherfuckers be doing. I have a whiteboard myself, so I'm just gonna write E equals MC squared in the back and just have, like, you know, charts and figures in the back and just sit in front of that, okay, and just say some, like, this is, yeah, wow. Okay, he's spewing utter fucking crap right now, okay? The detox diet, which is the vegan diet, I recommend that for everybody. Everybody should purge out parasites at least once in their fucking life, because everybody's born with these damn parasites. You're not told about the parasites that you're born with because the fucking American government want you to fucking suffer. They want you to suffer from the day you're fucking born, okay? That's what we've been doing, okay? I'm here to make you aware of, you know, the things that, you know, are inside of you, and the things that are ailing you, where your diseases are coming from, okay? Everybody's ignorant. Everybody is ignorant of how their body works, okay? And this is done on purpose, okay? This is how Western medicine get their fucking billions every fucking year, okay? Okay, because y'all are ignorant. Y'all don't know how your body works. You don't know how to take care of your body. You don't know that God, our creator, put herbs on this planet to actually help you heal. Okay, and I know a lot of y'all are brainwashed to the point where y'all don't believe that we were created or there is a God. But yeah, we were created by something, and there are herbs that real humans can use that can help heal their bodies, can help, you know, regenerate some organs and stuff like that, and, you know, regenerate your cells and your organs. Like, you don't have to get these transplants, okay? I mean, yeah, in emergency situations, I guess, okay, transplant is useful, but these organ transplants are unnecessary. You can fix, if you can fix yourself, you can fix and regenerate the organs in your body. You don't need to resort to getting someone else's organs or something. Like, anyways.
What you see on like YouTube and BitChute and everything, yeah, when it goes
Yeah.
all like,
Yeah.
that's crystal liquid reacting to the negative frequencies what they use around them, yeah, because we've all got negative frequencies. We've had it around us for a long time.
Yeah.
But they need it, don't they? They need that negativity around us. Yeah. Now that's why we had to have a few lockdowns as well, like I said to you, because they've been spraying that stuff and breaking the frequency down. A lot of
Oh
them
my
were being
gosh.
rounded up. Some of them was
Yes, the chemtrails they've been spraying for about 30 years. Yes, it does affect us very much. It affects our health more than anything. But what's really breaking down our frequency, what's breaking us down are these fucking 5G towers they're putting up everywhere and sprinkling up out. Like, but he's probably not going to touch on that. I bet you he's not going to touch on that. Okay.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe with it. Yeah, and I end up collapsing or
And she's just taking that in.
trying to
Like, can't even
skate
tell
in
this
the
guy
water
is
and they
bullshit.
drown, and they all get and they round them all up.
This guy is straight bullshit. Yeah, the radiation from these towers are gonna make people not able to breathe. Real humans. It's actually suffocating real humans. Okay, not these beings, not these non-human, reptile hybrid beings. Like, but I guess she's getting aroused from that. Just guys spewing government conspiracies, just bullshit. This is some bullshit.
Yeah. There's a few people found some things on the beach, I think.
So
in your country.
When these frequencies are being interrupted or disrupted on TV, and you've seen some of these things underneath.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that
that's just a breakdown? That's just a breakdown of frequency.
No, but I mean, is that the reptilian underneath coming through?
Nah, that's not the reptilian. Right underneath. That's the crystal, the crystal liquid. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if you there is some good ones. You can see the crystal liquid, but you can see the reptilian. You know, get the shadow of it underneath the crystal liquid. You can see it sometimes, but most of the time you'll just see when I shapeshift, you'll just see like the crystal liquid, and a lot of them when they're sat here like that, yeah, you'll see like a shadow of a big thing, like here.
Like she can't see his teeth is shape shifting when he talk.
Oh wow!
Like this dude.
That's their towel. You know when you see when they're sat here like that, and there's something. Like
this dude got the parasitic DNA.
Yeah,
this is probably a real host she is talking to right now.
The Aryans.
I'm just saying all this bullshit.
And the purity of the
I bet he calls himself an alien too.
What it's all about is that the
most who have the real parasite
blood
call themselves aliens. Most people who have the real parasite call themselves aliens. Okay. Yeah.
contains something that is important for the propagation of this race that is controlling things on this planet. They're called the Illuminati. And the Illuminati are actually run by these 13 bloodlines, which are all of the royal families in Europe and in England. And they need the blood because they are, in fact, not human. They take human shape. They are reptilians. And they need the blood. The blood helps them maintain their reptilian shape, and it helps them maintain their sanity, and it helps them to live in this world because they are not from this world. But what they need is, for it to be secreted in the blood, is they need terrorization of their victims.
Yeah, I don't know about them being actual reptilians. I think they're using that as a scapegoat. They're not reptilians. They are just parasitic. They are parasitic in nature. They are parasitic humans. Now, I know they are hybrid, but hybrid of what? I don't know. But I know for sure they are parasitic. They're not real humans. They don't have the same mitochondria as us. And there's a lot of beings that have this parasitic DNA that are out here. That's why humanity cannot advance and ascend, higher into a higher state. We can't create heaven on earth with these parasitic beings around, pretty much. Like, they are there's, parasitic beings on low level out here working 9 to 5 regular jobs, and then there's parasitic beings. They're all over the freaking TV screens. You only see soulless women and intersex females and shit like that on the TV screen, and men. That's all you see. Intersex beings with parasitic DNA. That's all we see all day, every day on these TVs. They're all the celebrities. And then there's motherfuckers out here in the streets that are out here to deceive us too, that keeps this matrix going, okay? They all have this parasitic DNA, and they all work together, and they all are sending signals to each other in their minds or whatever on the same wavelength, like hive mind type shit. That's what's going on. And then they're using this reptilian thing as a thing. Is like they're using them as scapegoat. Reptiles were seen as a symbol of wisdom before the fall. So I don't know. Okay, I'm just not gonna go with what's mainstream and what's being Zachariah Sitchin and what's the other guy's name who started this whole reptilian thing. I forgot the guy's name. He had like an Australian accent or something like that. They started the conspiracy theory about reptilians and all that stuff, and that's what everybody running with. But what's taking over people is a parasite in their mind that lives behind the left eye. It's called the vril. And then, some argue, okay, the vril comes from the beings that live underground, and they are using that vril parasite to probe people. I'm not gonna argue that could be possible, but y'all need to stop saying that these beings underground are from another planet. They're not from another planet. They're not from outer space. They're from here. They always been here. Yeah, and they live underground. Underground is, there's another system down there to where they can thrive, and there's a black sun and all that on the other side. It makes it suitable for beings like that can't handle our sun. Their skin, their actual real skin will burn, and there are these parasitic beings come in all colors, like they come in dark blue, black to a very pale white color. So I mean, they vary in skin tone, pigmentation. Okay, like this is why I tell y'all, skin folk and kinfolk. A so-called melanated person can be a real parasite, a real host, a parasitic host, a soulless being. Okay, y'all need to stop with this whole bullshit, like about all black people or only black people have souls. Like I hear that a lot in the RPG pro-black community. That is some bullshit. Okay, a soul being could be in any body outside of a parasitic body. Okay, so a soul can exist in a pale person, white person, whatever, or a brown person. Okay, as long as they're non-parasitic. And these parasitic people are either soulless or demons. It's like no in between. Either they're soulless or they're real demonic hosts. Okay, and these real parasites are very conscious. They get so-called downloads also. It's like an artificial intelligence they have, and that's what they spread. So yeah.
Before they are killed for their blood. And they have to terrorize them to get this to come out in the blood and be secreted in the blood. They are killed at that moment as they are staring into their eyes, and not only do they can't hold their shape when this happens. The
human shape.
The human shape they cannot hold. They go back into reptilian shape as this is happening, because it's like an animalistic type of excitement. Oftentimes they will just rip into the victim and eviscerate them and start eating the flesh of this person too, and the fat from the intestinal area is highly valued, as they use it on their skin. And they will drink, and they drink the blood, and the blood is highly sought after, and it goes according also to rank within these creatures.
What's his name? Who's that big fella? Jason.
Who?
Jason Momoa. You know
See, I don't watch any of that stuff.
Yeah, but that Jason Momoa, I don't know. He's reptilian. He is, yeah.
Well, I think they've all got
a lot of them are reptilian, or like say when they sign their soul over, yeah, they think they think they're just signing the soul. Once they sign that dotted line, they're fucked. They're fucked, yeah, because gradually, yeah, that body, that vessel will need more blood, yeah, and that makes the demons stronger in them. Yeah, it makes them stronger and stronger. And
that's
also,
after.
What you don't know is that the so-called chosen people of God, a lot of them that stay in Israel, they do have a condition where they do need to drink blood plasma. I can't think of the name of the scientific name of this disorder. They claim it's a so-called disorder, genetic disorder. I'm gonna look it up actually right now, and I'm gonna, pop in with that. It's an actual long ass fucking name, but they explain this about Vlad the Impaler and why he had to drink blood, and they claim that this is the condition he had. There's a lot of people actually in Israel today that has the same condition that so-called Vlad the Impaler had. And the royals who descend from Vlad the Impaler has this condition. So, yes, this is very true. These parasitic people have to drink blood. But it's not just the pale people. People in Africa do this too. That's why this is another reason why there's a lot of them that study abroad and flee from their countries and don't go back to fix their countries, because there are people there that eat other people. Okay. Okay. But so-called Black Americans are so brainwashed, they don't study the whole culture over there. They pick and choose what they want to learn about that continent and just get the feel-good stuff. They're so fucking brainwashed, and their self-esteem is so low because they believe the crap they've been taught in public school. Okay, so yeah, so they believe this whole out of Africa thing, and so they get lost in that, and they try to find themselves in that crap, this pro-black crap and stuff, and they built their self-esteem over and around a lot of that stuff, which is actually pretty sad, because their whole life and personality and everything is built around a whole lie and fake history. Melanated people like myself were in America long before foreign people from the other side of the world came. There's evidence of that, and they're covering it up. But it's been proven that brown people with afros are natural to this world, but you know, there's a lot of shit being pushed on the people in this so-called conscious movement. People are being told that they are aliens from the Sirius star system and bullshit, just so much bullshit. And you know, they're keeping niggas stuck in and on this heliocentric model of Earth and NASA bullshit. My people just eat up every fucking article that comes from NASA and their fucking discoveries and the things they're doing on Mars and blah 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 and all that bullshit. But when you actually pull a video, interview of an actual Dogon sitting in his dirt hut, they will tell you that they don't believe it is possible for us to leave this planet, okay? And this was an interview that was done like 5 or 6 years ago. I actually played that in the last live I did, it was the live I did last night. The other, yeah. So yesterday night. And yeah, it's actually on Rumble right now. So, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. The ancients knew about the so-called Van Allen radiation belt or the firmament. We are, stuck here essentially. Those stars in the sky is pretty much just lights, little plasma balls, flickering lights, and then we have the wandering stars. Okay, we have the wandering stars called so-called planets now. Okay, but yeah, we have been deceived about everything. Okay, everything we've been told is a freaking lie. And until you actually are able to swallow that big ass red pill, and accept that, we've been lied to about everything. You are not enlightened or woke or anything like in that nature, yeah. So many poser people, woke people out here. Okay, woke used to mean someone who was aware of the lies that our government, aware of the deception, these elites and these people in power are doing. It used to mean that, because before 2018, I say good, before 2018, 2019, that's kind of, I guess that was the year Nipsey Hussle died. There were a lot of people that was spreading information about how 9/11 was bullshit. There were a lot of people spreading information about how the fucking news was bullshit. Sandy Hook and was Boston bombing and so many other false flag or active shooter events. Everything was being exposed, the crisis actors, the CIA agents that worked, they were being exposed, their bad acting and all that, okay? And people were exposing the holes in all the fucking news, but something happened, the boule actually took over the conscious movement. Okay, again, like some say, it was created by them, and then I see evidence of that, and yeah, I try to share that with my friends, and they be like, no, it's not that, no, like, dude, how can y'all believe that in any way going to the schools in the country of the people who stole your shit, or you believe the mainstream stole you from Africa, okay? I believe that you are getting accurate, good information, okay, from these schools. You really believe? Y'all deep down inside have to somehow believe that these people are superior. If, you know, going with this whole, you know, black power, fight the power, you know, all that shit. You gotta believe that these people are superior to be doing that shit and living as a life as a victim, you know. You have to some deep down inside believe that, and then y'all are happily sending your kids off to be educated, and then y'all complain, educated by them, and then y'all complain about how the education system is, but y'all don't do nothing about it. You don't seek sovereignty. You don't try to create your own or create for your own a freaking private school in your city for, you know, people of color. You don't try to do anything. You just continue to send your kids on to get educated bullshit. And then you encourage them to further their education, to go to their colleges, to put them deep in debt. And then you encourage them to become literal fucking demons when you tell them to go join a sorority and a fraternity. You know, they literally call themselves archons and arconesses. Sorority sisters are arconesses. Fraternity. Sorority and fraternity. It's late. Okay, so the fraternity guys call themselves archons, and the sorority chicks call themselves arconesses. Okay, you encourage your black child to go to these universities funded by the Jesuit, okay, to put themselves deep in debt, and then pledge and spend thousands of dollars to pledge, get branded, possibly get popped and raped by the same sex and get slutted out or whatever to become, you know, part of that, you know, group or whatever, and become a fucking demon, Agent Smith. That's literally what you do to your children when you send them off to those schools, because, like, literally it's impossible for a college person to actually become truly enlightened. Someone who graduated from college and became a fucking sorority or fraternity member, like, they have so much invested in the lie, you know. It causes them to have cognitive dissonance. So they're not going to be able to see the full picture. They'll never be able to see the full picture. They'll never want to get into so-called conspiracies. It got to come from a solid source. Someone who has a, you know, doctor in front of their names, or, you know, it got to come from an authority figure or something like that. You know, or the news. These motherfuckers are not woke or conscious, and they took over this freaking, the terms or whatever. Like, those of us who can see this reality for what it is, we need to break away from those people and that movement, because that is not it, okay? Those people are mentally ill, okay? They are in the streets still marching for reparations when the whole thing should have been sovereignty, seeking sovereignty, getting our land. But the movement went a direction that benefited the JEWs and foreigners in the 1960s. You know, along with the civil rights movement came the Immigration Act of 1960s, which allowed Africans to start flooding America. People don't know that shit. But before then, it was just, you know, Afro Americans, or, you know, we had all these name changes and all that to what we were called colored, we were called Negro, colored, Afro-American for a long time until 1985. That's when they stuck African in front of our names. But if we were African, why wasn't y'all calling us that from the beginning? Why these flowers say Negro, nigga, N-word, colored, all that? Like, why didn't it say? Because y'all had like names for the lands over there. You were colonizing supposedly in Africa. Like, you could have like gave these certain people that you claim you were grabbing from these areas the name of that area, you know, in the flyers, the slave flyers. But like, people are starting to see through that too. Okay, for one, every so-called black person in America wasn't a slave. You know, they want everybody to believe that 100% of us were descended of slaves. That's not true. It was only a small percent, and only a small percent of freaking white people, so-called white people, were slave owners. And it was a certain group. It was God's chosen people who owned most of the slaves back in the 1600s. So miss me with that bullshit, okay? Y'all need to miss me with that bullshit. History is a fucking lie, okay? And y'all need to stop celebrating this Black history. Black history was created by the CIA. This what is it? The Civil Rights Movement history. That's all some bullshit. Fucking Rosa Parks was an AKA fucking Archon demon. All these fucking people, these characters from the fucking civil rights, they were AKA Delta, Zetas. They were all college Jesuit brainwashed demons, and they were, you know, paid more than likely to do the shit they did, and they integrated us into shit that fucked us up, okay? Because like, most black women were married, you know, before the civil rights movement. There was more black women married in America than freaking white women, okay? And the civil rights movement ruined us in many ways, and it brought you know, welfare to, you know, and all that, you know, shit that we did not need, okay? And it forced, you know, women to make the man leave out the house so they could get these government assistance or whatever, you know, to help pay whatever. Okay, so I shared a video about that, and you can actually find the actual creator and, you know, the channel of the video about the truth about the civil rights movement. Her name is what's her face. You can find her on BitChute, but I actually have that video on here also, I think, on Rumble. But yeah, shout outs to what's her face. She did the research and all that on that. Okay, but yeah, civil rights essentially ruined my community. Okay, and the conscious movement, the conscious agents out here brag about how these so-called women did so much for the black race. They did not do us any justice, these motherfuckers, okay? Civil rights, okay? These fucking AKA demons and Zeta Phi Betas and all these motherfucking demons, these Jew puppets. That's what the fuck they are, okay? They ain't doing shit for our community, but making shit worse for us, you know. And it needs to be known. It needs to be exposed. Like, anyways,
it preps the vessel for a reptilian to come in and take that vessel.
And
Yeah.
that's after the sex magic ceremony.
Yeah, that's after the ceremony, and that is, yeah. Once that ceremony happens and all that black magic voodoo stuff, because it is actually voodoo, yeah. When all that goes down and that portal opens up and you get all that black dust come through, and you'll see a little grey there, yeah. He's sort of like
the escort,
organising this, like the transportation thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a porthole like that there. You've got a porthole up there, look, on the dumping ground. What's opened up there. And then they opens up the other one at the ceremony. But they have to have the grey doing it because all the reptilians are here.
Right.
All the reptilians here, they're just about to have their dinner time, isn't they? It's just about to feed and that. So you ain't going to have a reptilian at this end. Like that's why some people, like David Wilcock and that lot, say to you, like a grey turn up and there'd be some dust, like a black dust in that. That's the demons, the black.
Well, that was going to be my question was, when the
I know she said in the beginning, he said good reptilians are vegetarian. But he said blatantly that reptilians are vegetarian. Reptilians are not vegetarian. What they consider I call them the parasitic races. They're not fucking vegetarian. They're the most flesh eating people on the planet, and they need antibiotics or whatever and all that crap. I guess to help them live a little bit longer, okay? Because before they were only living up to 60 years at most. If you trace these royals and look at their timelines and how long they lived and served as and all that, okay, how long they lived, you would see, they didn't live very long, okay? So and on top of that, Western medicine wouldn't be mainstream if it didn't help a certain group of people. It only helps the fucking parasitic races. Okay? The people that cannot self-heal and refuse to self-heal and refuse to parasite cleanse because they know the parasite, if they kill that parasite in their head, the little voice in their head that don't sound like them, okay? Us real humans, we have a voice in our head that sounds like us. These people, these parasitic hosts, they have a voice in their head, but it's not their voice, okay? It is the parasite. They know that if they parasite cleanse, they won't have a consciousness. They will probably die, okay? So don't get fooled and duped into this crap, okay? Like about reptilian this, reptilian that, okay? It's not what you think, okay? It's not what you think. Actually, I truly believe real, like actual real humans who have the mitochondrial DNA with microbes that resemble bacteria, okay? Real humans, we're supposed to be eating more plant-based, okay? More fruits and vegetables than meats, more fruits and vegetables than anything, okay? We can eat meat moderation if it's like, actually source clean, it's not pumped with antibiotics, it's a fresh kill type thing. But also the benefits of vegetarianism and veganism, it actually heals your body. It actually helps you detox toxic shit because you are constantly ingesting poisons, because everything we eat has poison on it. Like the freaking GMO fruits have pesticides all over it, okay? Like all these processed foods that's full of poisons, the meats is full of poisons, okay? The environment is full of poisons. He told y'all about the sprays they're spraying in the sky. He's saying it's changing the frequencies. Okay, it could be possible, but I know what's changing the frequencies like even more is the freaking 5G towers. They have scattered everywhere, literally everywhere. That's what's really changing the frequencies. Like,
human vessel, and I know that DNA is important in this to escort these demons in.
Yeah.
So you get the right DNA for the demons
Yeah.
That's
Listen, as
going.
soon as they come in here, they have to start sacrificing immediately.
So
As soon
I
as
want
they
to.
come in, as soon as they come in and took over, they had to start sacrificing immediately. That's why they started like they created the dinosaurs.
So there are changes going on in the earth. It seems they're not able to hold their shape like they once were able to, and people see them shapeshift more and more, and they need the blood to try and maintain.
Okay, so yeah, I gotta tell y'all a story. Okay, so I had a little job. When I was like, what, I think 19, I was able to get like a job on the Arsenal for like a week. Okay, and they had me working like in the cafeteria. So I was working in the cafeteria, right? And like I would serve the food, and there would be like people coming through, and there was some people from so-called Israel. Okay, and like the day I was serving food, I was looking at them, okay, and I could see what they were, okay, like I could see, like, okay, some would say it's a reptilian thing, but they are literal fucking demons, okay, like I could see through them, like I don't know, I guess normal people will see just a beautiful person with exotic features, little hook nose, but I what I see, yeah, I saw something repulsive or whatever. Not yeah. I see the dark aura around some of these people too. So yeah. When you detox and parasite cleanse, you will be able to see the demons for yourself too. Yeah, when you remove the parasites out of your bloodstream, and your eyes will be able to see them clearly. Okay, you won't have parasitic eyes anymore. The veil will be lifted. Okay, a lot of y'all who have all these parasites inside of you, okay, you can't really see clearly. You're seeing cloudy. You can't, like, for me, I always had the ability to feel, so I knew when I was around someone who didn't like me or was funny. And, that gift helped, me survive. So now I also have the gift of sight, so I can also see the demons. So, motherfucker can't send a fucking CIA fucking agent on me. I'm not even making myself available to anybody. So, motherfuckers can't do that shit to me, like, at all. And then I am a gun owner, and I carry my shit everywhere I go. So, um, not even gonna, no. And I can see the dark aura around these people. So, like, if they see an agent with this specific DNA, because these people, they have to use intelligent people to, um, so they usually use people with that DNA, and I can see right through them. Like even with the black ones, I can see right through them, and I can see that they're intersexed. I can see right through them, like what they are and what they're about. Like they are, yeah. So yeah, uh,
Maintain it, to try and maintain their human form. I believe there's a time coming that because of what I've been told, when they are not going to bother having to hold that human shape as they had to before, and they want that time to come. It's then about 4,000 years ago, the Aryan or the reptilians arrived here and again began to take over. And they instilled themselves in different places underground in the earth, and also this one part of them, the ruling part, took over, and became involved in the politics and in the religion, and started controlling through these means at that point in time. Reptilian, they come from another dimension. They actually they materialize from out of another dimension and are present at rituals, and they are so powerful, and their presence is there's such an evilness about them, and they want out of this other dimension. Old ones are called out, and they are what Christianity would have called the demons.
Is this symbolism of the abyss anything to do with the fact that these reptilian demons of another dimension are somehow locked in a time-space prison, and they can't get out, and they can only get out when they're brought out in that way?
Yes, they want out of that dimension. They have been thrown into that dimension, and they can't leave that dimension. And that's actually what the abyss is about, is being in a different dimension. It's like something to do with the fourth dimension.
So take us through one of these rituals that you conducted at the highest level of this global brotherhood. What would happen?
And then they have these children that they're kidnapping and bringing in from other countries, and no one misses them because these are third world countries. And the children they have the most energy, the purest energy, they're the highest form of sacrifice. They are used as actual blood sacrifices during these rituals because of, again, reptilians needing their blood. The blood will be gathered in a goblet, and it will be dispersed among the reptilians.
Are these rituals rare? I mean, how many are there that, say, go on a year? I mean, are we talking hundreds or thousands?
There are things happening every month of the year.
Listen, they've always done the children with the animals. Yeah, as soon as the children, the humanoid was ready, they started sacrificing them because they need human blood more. You know what I mean? It's better. It's better.
Yeah. So these
start immediately. The sacrificing to get
and
them
also
in.
These demons are okay. So these demons are weak, and they need all this energy, and they need help to get the energy to appear and to make the journey. And so, but before that happens, they have to breed the DNA vessel. Depending on the demon and the demonic energy and the size of the demon and everything.
Yeah, they're all killed. All vessels are you see when they sell their soul, they're killed. Yeah?
Right.
All the celebrities and all of the famous people and all your hosts during the daytime and nighttime, yeah. If they've sold their soul over,
Man, so this video right here, it made me think back on like certain situations, like that situation I was telling y'all about when I worked at this cafeteria in the Redstone Arsenal, okay, for a week. Okay. I now know that these real signal their hosts when they see me because they know I can see them. Because when I was scoping this one Israeli chick, okay, and I looked at her and she looked back at me or whatever. So, like, I just complimented her. I said, I like your bag and all that. And she was like, thanks. And I was like, where are you from? I like your accent. And she was like, from Israel. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, and then, like, with the manager I had, it was also Jewish, okay? They were Jewish. Okay. And they moved me to the freezer, and, I just stacked the salad and restocked the salad bar from after that encounter that day, I wasn't looking hard at the chick. Okay. I just, I don't look hard at people, but, I glanced, What, like, is it bad to give eye contact to people? Like, I mean, I was serving the food. Like, am I just supposed to look down? Like, but I'm sure they see that I can see them, and they see my soul, my light. They see who I am. I know who I am at this point. So, yeah. Anyways, I just like this. Wow. It's helped me, you know. And like I had an ex also, okay, who went through all of this stuff, you know. They were of weird origins because they were actually conceived on a German military base. They did not know who their father was, you know. So I automatically knew from that. Actually, you know, when I met them, I was actually dead. I wasn't awake. So like I grew in consciousness, and you know, after meeting him, I'm not gonna lie, he did trigger some of my awakening, but he is not the person who gave me my information. I actually researched myself. Okay, I used my mind and researched and came to my own spiritual awakening, and I'm on my own journey. This guy is not on any type of spiritual journey. He is Christian, still to this day, and he still let the mainstream medicine poison him, and he still eat a crappy shitty diet. Okay, so yeah. But he will sit there and lie to folks and tell everybody that he's the reason I'm woke or something like that, because my awakening happened around the time that we were together. But he did not. Okay, he is aware of 9/11. Okay, he's like on surface level shit. He haven't, you know, advanced anywhere, like learned about all the deception, you know, that you know, is out here, like, you know, the church, you know, all these the mainstream religion, you know, deception with that, deception with NASA, okay, you know, Western medicine, germ theory, the Turan theory, just, you know, did not go deep down and jump down the rabbit hole. Okay, like he knows that, you know, the news has lied before, but I'm sure he believed, oh, you know, not all of it's lies. Yeah, they'll lie to us sometime. Like, if you know the news lied to you about a major event, a few major events, like, why would you still sit there and believe the shit? Like, 9/11 was enough for me, but y'all still sit there and take the shit in. Like, bro, are you kidding me? But yeah, that guy I'm telling y'all about, the ex, he was a real. Like, there were times in the middle of the night where we would, you know, he was supposed to be asleep, but he was like stuck in this coma or trance or whatever with his eyes open, and he couldn't move. And like, I was talking to another thing inside of him or whatever. Like, he told me about the things that happened to him as a child. He was molested by his babysitters. His mom put him in a psych ward because he used to sleepwalk and stuff like that. And well, you know what happens in those places. I really believe, you know, he was actually droned, probed or whatever with the freaking vril, because there was like this weird hole on the side of his ear that he didn't even know where it came from. I didn't know where it came from. Like, it wasn't a piercing. It was like a hole in the side of his fucking face near his ear, where that part where that soft spot, you know, where the brain and all, it was like a little hole right there. So it all makes sense to me now. Yeah, he was a real drone, and like so-called what they would call a reptilian or whatever. The beings that live underground was controlling this motherfucker. Okay, like controlling him through the real parasite. Okay, and that's why he refused to heal his body with herbs. Okay, he has an overload of pinworms and flute worms, also along with the real in his brain. You know, a lot of people are ignorant to the fact that dogs actually pass that shit to you. And he had a dog in his room. He sleep with his dog. His dog was with him, and not sleep with his dog like have sex with his dog, but just the regular, what you think would be normal. But you should not have an animal like that in your house. Those animals actually do pass 4 different parasites, and the flute worm parasites actually get in your bloodstream and causes the skin reactions, causes ulcers to appear on your skin, and could also cause rashes and stuff, which I was trying to explain to this stupid ass nigga. But a lot of these Negroes don't want to hear shit about health if it don't come from an authority figure, a motherfucker in a lab coat, a doctor, which motherfuckers should know a doctor is not going to give them any good information to make them healthy whatsoever. Like, a doctor is a salesman for big pharma. Okay, a doctor don't give a shit about your health. They only want to sell you that medicine so they can get their incentives. They can get their money. Okay, they have to pay off those wicked loans, those big ass loans they took out from for college. Okay, because um there are doctors that come from lower upper, there's not a lot of us that are from an upper middle class or uh rich family. Okay, so we don't have a daddy to pay our tuition, pay our 4 to 7 year college fees. So oh my god, hello, I can't hear my echo. Hello, testing. Okay, okay, so I can hear myself now. I could not hear myself, so I didn't know if the mic was working or not. But yeah, I had to like plug my headphones back in, like the mic. I had to unplug it and plug it back in. But yeah, like I was saying, like, yeah, it all makes sense to me now. And then back then, like, my eyes were still like parasitic, so I was seeing things cloudy. Like, I saw that it had something inside of him. Like, I could tell if someone had a so-called soul. It's just I could not determine if the soul was demonic or angelic, okay? Or, if they were, pure light or of the darkness, okay? But I could tell if someone had something and someone had nothing. So what gravitated me towards him is what I felt, that he had something inside of him. I just did not know it was a demon at that time in my life. But now I realize that, yes, he was. And he did slow me down in my spiritual growth, but I still made it to this point in my life. And maybe if I would have cut him off, when I should have in 2015, I could have did more. But I am where I'm at now, so I'm happy with that. But yeah. And from what I'm being told, this person is still down bad. They are literally breaking down, and they're probably going to expire within the next few years, and they're only 30. So Yeah, but they're on a lot of hard drugs right now too. And they still eat the same shit diet, and they blame other people for their health problems when they're doing all types of drugs. They're doing heroin, they're eating bullshit day in, day out. They're living with parasitic animals that pass parasites to them. They don't want to and refuse to parasite cleanse because I guess their consciousness will be gone if they do that. So it's just not possible for them. Okay. And Western medicine don't have anything to help them or anybody really. Okay. So they'll, expire soon as of real. And, the real, the entity underground is just going to have to probe another person that has that special parasitic DNA that they can probe again. So just another cycle. That's their cycle. Okay. And these humans that have that DNA, they don't live long, in this reality, for real, like that. Like, and that's why this system is set up the way it is too. Like, but yeah, man, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And then like these real people, they have an obsession with the Eye of Ra, or the Eye of Horus, or whatever, that Egyptian eye, and with the spiral at the bottom. They're not aware that it represents the drone, the the droning process of the real parasite behind the left eye. Well, they possibly do. They do realize that, but they motherfuckers who are real, they do get that shit tatted on them and shit. Like, I believe half these motherfuckers really think I'm stupid or something, but I see right through these motherfuckers and these agent provocateurs in the community. Okay, I see right through these motherfuckers, and like all you motherfuckers, like I see you. I see you. Like, yeah, and I'm gonna call y'all out on y'all shit. I don't give a fuck. Uh, I really don't. I don't give a fuck.
That means they kill them. They all die.
Yeah,
They've all got
but
to
they
die.
don't know that.
No, they don't know that. No, they all die. But for the once they do the first ceremony, for the next few weeks, every single day they experience black magic crap. Yeah, it starts freaking them out. They walk past mirrors and things like that, and they'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" That's why a lot of celebrities you'll find won't have a lot of mirrors. If they sign their soul over, at first they get rid of the mirrors because it freak them out. Yeah, let me just do that again.
Okay.
They kill them, they do ceremony, you have 3 weeks of black magic shit, yeah? Once that black magic crap and all that lot's done, yeah, that vessel will be ready for the reptilian, yeah, to
Okay.
take over. But once that reptilian goes into the vessel, it has to have a little bit of time to start mimicking everything, like the voice, like everything. And they're very, very good mimickers. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them are not the gender they say they are.
No.
Yes, now they're getting into the meat and the potatoes. They getting into the meat and the potatoes.
Lose their minds over that. The ones that are not paying attention.
Yeah.
Because look, over here in America, and I know you have this in Great Britain or England, is these people worship Elvis Presley and
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, and they're not gonna believe it. Look, my parents have friends that worship. This lady worships Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. Go try and tell her that that's a woman. And if you look back at Elvis Presley, he looks very much like a woman when in his younger years.
He's really thin face in his hands, and he's feminine. Yeah, I know. Listen, it's going to be crazy. Listen. The list of
I mean,
shockers
Elvis used to
is
wear
never
fucking
ending.
makeup, and it's in that fucking movie too. I mean, he came out on the stage in makeup, and he supposedly made that cool, for the, that community. Um, but yeah, dude, I already know, like, my community is just full of demons at this point because they refuse to see things for what it is, with some of the so-called artists that came out, even like the ones that came out in the 70s, there were a lot of intersex ones, back then too, in like the 50s with Little Richard. Listen, look, I showed y'all in the video earlier that I did about Baddies West. Okay, they've been doing these, and they've been creating hybrid clones since 1938. Okay, and on top of that, they're the bloodlines of, the ancient. There's ancient clones, okay, that were created. They call themselves the God's chosen people. They are intersexed people. Okay, the man has a woman's anatomy and the woman has a man's anatomy, and that DNA is actually pretty much everywhere now. Okay, they propagate that they don't believe in mixing and all that, but they have mixed themselves around and they let their women pop out brown babies and got their brown offspring deceiving, the indigenous around the world and in America. Like, it was the people who created the Black Boule. Okay, look at them all. They're all they all have something similar. They all are fucking amalgamated, for one. Okay, and I can guarantee you, uh, possibly up towards 100% of them came out of a Jew vagina, or I could probably W.E.B. Du Bois. I could probably trace his maternal line back to, to these creatures that call themselves God's chosen people. Okay, like, they used these hybrid, these biracial hybrid, to gatekeep and deceive the people and get my people, you know, you know, uh, sucked into, like, the system and, like, all that. Okay, and believe, the bullshit history that, the Jesuits had created for us, to encourage us to go to your colleges to get educated and get educated lies. Okay, pretty much. Okay. And that's my theory on that. I'm actually gonna do the whole mapping of W.E.B. Du Bois's, ancestry, and I'm gonna get back to y'all on that. But I'm sure I will find a Jew in there somewhere, and for the rest of, the creators of the Boule. Okay, so there's a lot of lies about the Boule too. They have this person, this double agent, Steve Coakley, who supposedly who died or whatever. Come out and explain that Boule are some uppity people that hate Africa. But if you follow the money trail of these people, they always have poured money into Africa. I mean, the current Boule right now, the current people who run the Boule, the big people, Oprah Winfrey, Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, Tyler Perry, I can't think of other names right now, but there's a lot of people that are a part of that round table of the Boule at this point. Okay. So yeah, they pour money into Africa, okay? Like, come on now. Oprah Winfrey got like 3 or 4 schools out there in Africa, okay? Like, they're building whole cities in Africa. They're building up Africa right now. They've been pouring money into Africa. The thing is, they don't pour money into the black neighborhoods that they so-called grew up in, okay? They don't come back over here. They don't come here to fix. They don't get millions and then fix, America and try to fix America's problems and fix, help American blacks. They go over there and they pour millions into Africa. So the Boule never hated Africa, okay? And, it's a lot of people brainwashed into believing that because they put out movies like School Days and stuff like that to make you believe like, oh, the Boule are just stuck up uppity blacks that just hate their own kind and la 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 la. Yeah. No. Okay, look, those people know that they descend from the parasitic races, and the parasites, they all support each other. They're a part of the hive mind. They all think the same. They send signals to each other. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, they are all working together, okay? And making us and deceiving us real humans and making us believe, oh, color matters and stuff like that. No. Like, they separated us real humans with these colors, color game and shit like that. When they don't give a shit about color, they know that they are the same, the parasitic races, okay? So, yeah. And that's why, they proudly work hand in hand with the Jews, okay? These famous blacks, okay? They are not us, really. Like, a lot of them actually do come from Africa, okay? Or they descend from, a Hu woman, one of the chosen people from, overseas. They deceive you by letting, some of these people have dark pigment, dark hue, okay? Like, for instance, there was a video about Tupac and his origins. Like, they claim that Tupac's grandmother was probably a chosen woman of God, quote unquote, from, Turkey, or what they call the state of Israel today. So, there's a lot of speculation of, who Tupac's real mother was, and yeah, so yeah, I don't, I don't really care for the whole melanin stuff anymore. Like, I know, like, the pigmentation, all that stuff, all that shit with the melanin is pseudoscience. They tell you that melanin is supposed to make you more intelligent, but when you look at the state of Africa and how they run stuff, and how they run stuff in dark-skinned countries, how can you sit there and regurgitate some like, oh yes, we are the most or the darkest people, or the most intelligent? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are y'all doing out here, man? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, man? Y'all are deep under a spell, and y'all are delusional. Like, delusional as fuck. Like, yeah.
What happens on the night of Halloween?
that night is about the worship and homage to Satan, the great deceiver Satan, on that night, on Halloween, at this church.
You've conducted them in Europe and the United States. Can we start with the United States?
Yes, I have seen at rituals, I have seen George Bush, I have seen Madeleine Albright, I have seen Henry Kissinger, I have seen Ronald Reagan, and I have also, by the way, seen his wife, Nancy Reagan. I have seen Hillary Clinton before I knew she was Hillary Clinton at the time. At these rituals, she is involved. The other people that I have named and I have seen shapeshift into reptilians. J. Rockefeller, and he shapeshifts. These people seem to all be connected to the Illuminati. Gerald Ford, I have seen shapeshift. Dr. Joseph Mengele, who took me around to these rituals a lot of the time, was also a shapeshifter. There are people in the European countries that I've seen shapeshift and be involved. The Queen there, I've seen Princess Margaret there, I've seen Charles there, and they shapeshift. I have seen Tony Blair there, and he shapeshifts.
Once they learn one shocker, they ain't going to be able to, they won't have enough time to get their head around that first shock, because the next one's going to be coming in. It's going to be like that, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is why, for 13 days, the 78%, I'm telling you now, they're going to suffer. They won't, this will be a proper lockdown. You might be able to go to your local shop, yeah? If you've got a local shop, but I doubt that'd be open, because there ain't going to be no power.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to tell you all to eat. Listen, I live on rice and pasta, tuna and pasta, rice and chili con carne, pasta and chili con carne, Weetabix, apple cider vinegar. My menu's small. It ain't a lot. You know what I mean? I'll have to stock up on all that lot for 13 days. Because after the 13 days, they're going to get all the good stuff out, all the good food out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, them bastards, Linda, had 150 years worth of food down in them tunnels, yeah, just about to go into the inner earths where they was all going to fuck off to, yeah, all that quality food, yeah, no GMO, all chemical free, yeah, those going to be, but it's all come back up, yeah, that 150 years worth of food is coming our way.
Wow, good.
And that'd be after 13.
Oh my God,
So
no.
that brings me to a good
That's
way
some
to
bullshit.
wrap it up.
And I bet you that the day come, there will not be any food coming up. There's no food coming up. I can guarantee you that. If food comes up, y'all can like hit me up and say, oh yeah, you're bullshit. You can call me bullshit, but I can guarantee you that there's no food coming up. This is some straight bullshit, okay? Right here, we're not getting no quality food anytime soon. They're actually gonna pump more poisons in the food to kill your ass. Like, it's time to wake up now. We have to wake up. We have to wake up and come together against them, okay? The people who are poisoning us, okay? Now, those of you who are hearing this, if you believe yourself to be a real human, please parasite cleanse. Every human needs to parasite cleanse. You are born with these parasites. Your mother passed these parasites to you. If you ever have owned a dog, you would know that in order for those puppies to survive, you have to deworm them. Okay, so same thing with us. Okay, we are born with these parasites that our mother passed to us. Okay, we have to parasite cleanse. Okay, please parasite cleanse so you can get the magic goggles so you can see these demons, okay? I know a lot of y'all claim y'all supposed to be empaths and all that you can feel. Well, why not have the combo of being able to feel the negative energy around and see who is emitting the negative energy in the room, okay? You'll be able to spot the demon with the black aura, okay? Or the red aura, okay? You will be able to see them. So parasite cleanse. For the fucking love of God, parasite cleanse. For your health and for, so you can reconnect to the creator. So you can get these downloads too, okay? Please remove those bugs. That's the only way we can win this. So we got to be able to see the demons so we can remove the human parasites so we can have heaven on earth. That's the only way. That is the only way we can do this. We can't create a new system with these same parasites because the shit's going to happen again. This shit is going to keep repeating itself. We'll just have a good 20, 30, 40 years and then these people will take over again and change shit. Try to change shit. So we gotta remove the parasites. Internally and externally. We have to remove the parasites. That's the only way we can have heaven on earth. But yeah, want to finish this on out, but yeah, I get annoyed every time he says that, oh yeah, there's food coming from underground, quality food from they've been storing for 125 years. Like, are you kidding me? And she's just letting that slide on her show. And if a motherfucker came on my show saying some shit like that, I'd be like, where's your proof? Where's the proof? You can't just tell me that. Okay.
Today.
They all have their quirks as to how they act, even in their reptilian form. Someone who's been talking about around this subject, and it seems to be popular right now.
Who's that?
This man by the last name of Sitchin. I've seen at rituals, and he is a shapeshifter.
What do you remember about Zachariah Sitchin?
Zachariah Sitchin was someone in the rituals attending the rituals who was not a major player in as far as the rituals went, but was someone that others present did not make remarks at, or were very careful as to what they said around him. And he was talking about, he would be talking about doing away with people, persons that were in his way, or were putting out information that he didn't feel that he wanted put out. He is very much a disinformer, and that is his job, to disinform about what is going on with the Illuminati and with the reptilians.
He actually warned me off from investigating the reptilians, interestingly.
There are eggs. It's like a nest of eggs kept down in that part where it's warm. It's very warm down there into this entrance. And these eggs are kept down there incubating. And they are the reptiles' eggs.
What have you seen the royal family do, the Queen Mother, and the other people you've seen in the rituals? What have you seen them do?
I've seen all of them drink human blood and consume human flesh, and they have their own goblets in which they have blood, and these goblets are encrusted with jewels. And they also have their own daggers, and that the dagger goes into the goblet. Wear these robes, but they don't wear anything underneath the robes, because what is going to happen, what the rituals are all about, they're going to shapeshift, and they can't have anything on under the robes. And there are orgy kind of things that go on at the rituals also. And
involving the royal family of Britain.
Yes, involving the royal family of Britain, and the sacrifice and the eating of, consuming the sacrifice, and they are involved in that.
You've seen them do that?
Yes, I have seen them do that.
Good old Queen Mum, what a lovely lady. What's your experience of the Queen Mother?
She is very cold in reality, and she is very cruel. He obviously, from what I see, enjoys consuming human flesh. It's sickening.
Do they go into a different state in terms of age and strength and all these other attributes when they actually shapeshift?
Yes, the human body that they choose to occupy or take when it was young, it ages, but when they take the reptilian form, these reptilians live hundreds of years. And so they have to have taken more than one human body to live in. A lot of them are much, much older, and I'm including the Queen Mother in this, older than people think that she is. She's been in more than one body, human form. And when the time comes, if it is time for her to go on, it has been chosen that she still has, it's known that she still has life or years to go, again, she will be put into the body, the essence of her, and the reptilian form will go, or the essence of her will go into another body that is also has the ability to shapeshift into reptilian form.
One of the pure reptilian human bloodlines.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at them CBS things, like you saying the other day, Linda, yeah? All of this, you got the perfect family, the big house, the children, the big cut, all that sort of thing. And then one day there's an argument, and the husband's stabbed her 67 times. Well, where the hell did that come from then?
Well,
all the arguments they've had, and I sort it out, but this day he stabbed her 67 times. Oh, a sudden instinct was it? No, do me a favour. You're going to learn about all this stuff anyway. Humans ain't born killers. Humans aren't killers.
yeah, and then you've got to ask yourself if it really happened, or if they have an agenda attached to it, and they have to make that happen. You know, if you go online and search Family Massacre, you'll see there's a TV show called Family Massacre. That's all these supposedly true stories.
You're right, Linda. I'll tell you something now. You are right, because I would say at least 60-70% of them are all actors. It's all rubbish.
That's what I always say.
It's prepping us to making us easy and okay with killing.
Yeah. And
two girls got raped and killed at the end of the road the other day. Oh, what again?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Oh, what again?
And also, they're prepping us not to trust each other, and also they're prepping us to fear. We live in fear, you know. And they'll always have these people breaking into your house, and they always say the same thing. She was in her house, or he was in his house minding his own business, where he should have been safe. He should have been safe in his house, but somebody snuck in and killed him. So now who's going to go to sleep now?
Listen,
without the gun right next to him.
These Satanists are killing millions and millions of children and people year in, year out. They've got to come up with enough crimes, to cover theirs. So we, day in, day out, 24/7, well, not so much during the day, sorry, yeah. You got umpteen, like, crime channels now. Used to have one or two. There's, like, loads, like 13, 14 on mine, I think there is,
A
yeah.
gazillion.
Yeah, just, like, death, 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 death. And
Right.
then you put the news on for the last 20, 30 years, since World War II. It's all doom and gloom.
What happens when, take the Queen Mother as an example, what happens when they shapeshift? I mean, what do you see?
You start to see changes happen, and they're happening so fast that it's almost, it's the closest thing that I've seen to it is what they're now doing with computer technology. It's just a literal transformation that happens very quickly, and they get taller and they get bigger, and they don't look at all as reptilians like they do as humans, and thus the wearing of the robes, because if they were in clothes, the clothes would be torn apart.
So let's take the Queen Mother on this subject as an example. We recognize her as a frail old lady. What does she look like when she shapeshifts at these rituals?
She has, she looks like the nose portion gets very much longer, and it grows into kind of a snout kind of thing. She has little fangs, and
Yo, man, maybe that's why the chosen people of God, that's why their noses is the way it is, because when they shapeshift, it turns into like a huge snout or beak or snout beak, whatever. It turns into like, yeah, when they shapeshift, like that's why their noses is the way it is. But I don't know. Like the only time I've seen these creatures in their true form was like when I was actually like on shrooms. Like I broke through to like the other side, and I could see these creatures. Like there was one. Okay, I had to go to theater. Okay, like this was like back when I was just going to community college. It was an elective. Actually that year I had to pull out, so I didn't even get to finish that class for real, for real. So yeah, don't come at me like saying I'm an agent just because I had one elective fucking class in the fucking community college. Like, don't come at me. I'm just here to share. I'm an open book. I'm sharing stories with y'all. Okay, so I had to go to class, and like, okay, I had my ex at the time. He drove me to the class, and on the way there was this lady in this old white lady in this beat up car, and I looked at her and it looked like something from Legion. Like that's what the fuck I saw, driving this old fucking 1985 Buick old beat up fucking car, and turned to my right, looking at this lady driving next to me, looking like something off of Legion. Like, that's what the fuck I saw. But yeah.
incisors as teeth, and there's a tongue. They all seem to have this kind of tongue when they're in at this level. The tongue has a lot of long, hairy or pointed projections coming out of it. It's very long. And they have these, they don't have hands or feet, they have these claws. And they have scales, and also scales that seem to kind of disappear into one another, but it's more pronounced on the back. There seem to be lumps or protrusions coming from the head, there seemed to be some kind of growth appendages at where, on the back, and they seem folded, and not all of them have that. And there is a tail, and they a lot of times will keep the tail curled, and and I've seen her when she's very displeased with something, as I've seen other members like this. This tail is whipped around, very agitated, and she hisses.
And a lot of them, when they're sat here like that, yeah, you'll see like a shadow of a big thing, like here, like or to the right, a big thing, and that's their tail.
Oh, wow.
That's their tail. You know when you see when
Wow.
they're sat here like that, and there's something like here, like someone see it like moving like this and that, yeah, come on, that's their tail.
Oh, my
That's
God.
Man, and that ex I was telling y'all about, not the one that drove me, but when I was on insurance, but the one who had the real thing, the who would like have nights where he would be possessed and like something took over him, and the one I was telling y'all about earlier. Okay, this motherfucker had a tailbone, like protruding one, like pro-black people laugh all day, say, oh, only so-called white people have this, blah, blah, blah. No, this was a person that was born from a so-called black woman, okay? But I told you they had some weird origins. They were conceived on a German military base, okay? Their mother was an alcoholic prostitute, okay? Pretty much. Okay. Brother took her on the base and she got knocked up. They gave this guy that I talked to a backstory. Like the guy knocked her up and just ran off. But I don't think he has a natural, real father. He could have been, created, hybrid, that specifically have the parasitic DNA to be droned, you know. And he had a tailbone, like guy, brown skin, afro, all that, tailbone. No bullshit. So this is why I stepped out of that whole pro-black movement, bullshit ass movement. Okay, there's a lot of holes into that. Like, the whole movement is stupid. They still got people marching for reparations. You're not gonna get money out the American government. Okay. Y'all are marching for the wrong things. Okay, indigenous community. Okay, marching is not gonna get anything out of them whatsoever. Okay, they took the country by force. You gotta take it by force. Okay, take it back by force. Okay, it's like the logic, But these people don't think with logic. They think with emotion, and the news tell them what to do. So, yeah. That's the woke community, pro-black community.
Tail.
Well, that's all I wanted to show y'all about Princess Diana and the blue bloods royal bloodline, so-called reptilian bloodline. I'm gonna get back on here tomorrow, bring some more topics. I'm still gonna expose the Nation of Islam. I'm gonna expose all, the major religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. All the same, all stem from the same source. Okay, all stems from the same place, and y'all are worshiping the same Saturnian god. Okay, y'all are worshiping the same gods. Okay, nothing different. Like, there's really nothing different outside of like a few changes in the creation story, because they say that the descendant, the creator of Islam is Ishmael or something, and he's a descendant of Abraham or blah 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 blah, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna break that shit down, breaking down Islam and exposing the nation of Islam, the whole sect, because I'm tired of these people like that call themselves the Moors trying to push that fucking slave religion on people, like on women. Okay, like no, we are some of us are really waking up spiritually, and I'm trying to wake up actual real women, and real women should not be enslaved, okay, to like a religion such as Islam. Okay, Islam teaches that women don't have souls, and there is no heaven for a woman in Islam. Okay, Islam is only the heaven is only made for men in Islam. Okay, they go to heaven and get the 72 virgins, where when women die, it's just black. Okay, that's why they want to collect women in Islam. Okay, they believe women are soulless and collectible, and your feelings don't matter, and you're supposed to serve your man. Okay, and no real woman would convert to Islam. Okay, no real woman would convert ever to Islam. Like, it's only the dead and soulless and the mindless. Okay, like, no. Mm-mm. But yeah, that's for tomorrow. So those of you who are watching on Rumble, please follow me. I'm new on Rumble, and I'm also new on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, please follow me there too, or subscribe. And thanks for watching. Please like and share, and have a good night, y'all.